the story of a law a long time in the making, and alas, a long time still coming. By 2019, all New York City office buildings taller than 100 feet must have fire sprinklers. But the great news is that some of those buildings aren't waiting. They're making the transition right now.
Fire sprinklers are the most effective and efficient way of saving lives and property. There are countless episodes and situations where buildings have catastrophically been lost, lives have been lost, and people have been trapped in burning buildings, which could simply have been averted if there were sprinklers that had been installed in these facilities.
It's that attitude of it always happens to the other guy, it's never going to happen to me, and we've got to overcome that. We're losing about 2,600 people a year still in this country in fire deaths, not to mention the 16,000, 17,000 burn injuries, reported burn injuries of people from these fires.
Sprinkler systems are 24-hour on-duty firemen that while you're sleeping, they're ready to go whenever there's a fire situation. Sprinkler heads are activated by heat.
The fire sprinklers will not be activated by a cooking or smoke from a burnt toast in the toaster.
They need a minimum of 165 degrees Fahrenheit for them to be activated, which is a serious heat condition, and there is a misconception as to sprinklers going off all simultaneously. They do not. They are heat activated and activate individually as heat progresses through a building.
Homes that are protected in the United States right now is probably a very low percentage of 1 to 2%. The one place that people feel the safest in their own home is where they're at the most danger. Over 80% of the fire deaths are in residential settings. Our fires already have a 1 or 2 minute head start before people make that 911 call. And I can't stress enough for people to make that 911 call immediately.
The most effective time to install a fire sprinkler system is during a major renovation or under new construction of a building.
It's for less than the price of a granite countertops, less than a change out of carpets in the home. You can put this protective device in to save your family someday.
And if you live or work in a building that has sprinklers, make sure they're properly maintained.
You don't buy a $60,000 car and then run it for 10 years and never change the oil, never check it, never take a look at the fan belts or the battery. Fire sprinkler system, same way.
There has been no documented evidence of a catastrophic loss of life in the entire United States where a fire sprinkler system has been properly maintained, tested, and inspected by licensed contractors.
By the way, if you have kids at college, recent tragedies have certainly shown it's important to make sure all student housing has fire sprinklers. My daughter's about to start, and you can be sure I'll be checking out her dorm room. As long as we're on the topic of safety in public places, here are some more tips.
One of the most important safety features that we have to remind all people when they check into a hotel is as they get off the floor, off the elevator, to look at this "You Are Here" sign. This sign has several very important messages. Number one, it tells you what floor you're on. Number two, it tells you that in case of a fire, do not use elevators.
That the occupants on this side of the building will be using the west stairwell as indicated on the plan.
We learned a lot going through the Peninsula Hotel with both of these safety experts.
It's very important for the occupant to realize if the fire was in this room that they must shut the door. Keep the door shut and head toward the exit. Feeling the way along the wall as they pass the doors. They'll know how many doors they passed to get to the exit.
And what do you do if you're still in the room and know there's a fire in the hotel?
You should first feel the door. If the door is hot, do not open the door. And then to stop the smoke, you should get a towel, grab a towel and put it at the base of the door.
And you definitely need to notify the operator, let them know so that the fire rescue knows you're inside the room. And always have your key available just in case you have to run out of the room, that you have access to get back just in case there's a problem in the hallway.
And the occupant should realize it's very important that they keep the windows shut. They're safe in the room with that 2-hour rated door, and we do not want a wind-driven fire that will accelerate the fire. So again, keep the windows shut.
Hopefully in the hotel that you're in has a public address system, so in case of alarm, there are announcements that give you instructions of what to do in the alarm.
That's correct, and that's required by code in New York City. People must always realize whatever occupancy they're in, whether it's a theater, restaurant, hotel, or other large place of public assembly, they must always have an exit strategy. Keep in mind the best way out may not always be the one you came in.
And of always, do not panic. Always remain calm so you're able to listen to the instructions and directions.
That's very true.
And on that note, that does it for us this year. As always, we are very happy you joined us for Operation 7 Save a Life. Don't forget, there's a lot more information on our website, 7online.com/Operation7. It could save your life. I'm Bill Ritter, and for all of us here at Channel 7, be fire safe.
Tonight's presentation of ABC 7 Special Operation 7 Save a Life is sponsored by New York Presbyterian Hospital, Toyota, Home Depot, and Kidde.